Meditation uh, is extra hard because when you meditate, you slow the brainwave down to about the same place it is when you're sleeping. And so, therefore, it mimics sleep, which is why, if you're actually meditating and conscious, your mind gets refreshed. But because it's a similar frequency as sleeping, it's very easy for your body to conclude you're ready to go to sleep. But the reason still is because of heaviness. Um, you slow down to meditate and you're starting to fall asleep. And it's because your mind is inactive. You're not, meditation is not blanking the mind and thinking nothing. Of course, then you'll fall asleep. Meditation is thinking specific things, but slowly. So you don't stop thinking, you slow your thoughts down and you make your thoughts very elevated. Um, although in actual meditation, of course, we don't listen to commentaries. In actual meditation, we are creating very pure thoughts, very detached and pure thoughts, and very slow thoughts. You might create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thoughts in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and go deep into that thought and start to feel what that thought is. So that's what you're supposed to be doing. So you're alert, you're engaged, focused. It's very active. And sleep is because you've allowed your mind to become inactive. And heaviness does it, and tiredness, heaviness, both the same. They're actually the same. And tiredness can be physical, but you can overcome it, obviously. For instance, if that moment you were falling asleep, you and you were sleepy and groggy, and you got a message saying you just won $1 million in the lottery, how fast would you wake up? So the reason you fall asleep is because you don't have anything interesting to think about, which is what you're supposed to be doing in meditation, creating very interesting, engaging, pure, elevated things to think about. And of course, feel. Thinking's not enough in meditation. That is the problem. You're addicted to doing. You don't realize how addicted to doing you are, but you come to realize it when you start to try and meditate. If you tell your mind, I want to meditate, but your mind starts going to what you did today, what you have to do tomorrow, would you say your mind is actually listening to your command when you told it to meditate, or is your mind making you think about things that you didn't want to think about? So hence it's a problem that you can't control your thoughts. And we're going to do a whole section on how and why you have to learn to control your thoughts. That's what meditation teaches you to do. It teaches you how to focus and concentrate. And when you're dispersed and your thoughts are diluted, not concentrated, then you find it challenging to meditate and concentrate. If you want to start learning how to meditate, you've got to be able to concentrate. So concentrate on the words being said in the commentaries. Think about them, feel them. It's important to feel what you're hearing. In meditation, because you're slowing the thoughts down and selectively choosing your thoughts, and the aim is to choose elevated, positive, pure, virtuous thoughts, then as you slow the mind down and focus your mind on that which is pure or elevated or virtuous, then that is truth, then the ego gets disengaged. Because as you go deeper into silence, you detach from the body more and more. And the more you'll detach from the body, the less the ego is engaged. So it's the ego that's making you think about things that you don't want to think about. And the ego is what makes you overreact to things. Ego makes you misunderstand things. Ego makes you take sorrow from things. Ego makes you forget things, right? And so when you go into silence and slow the mind down, it disengages the ego because the ego is tied to the body. That's why we talk to you about body consciousness and soul consciousness. So in the beginning, you have to learn to slow down the mind. When you get good at meditation, you can meditate whilst doing action.